Back in the day, the Detroit Pistons were known as one of the most respected organizations in basketball. The 1988-1989 Detroit Pistons, who knocked off Jordan's Bulls and Magic's Lakers on their way to an NBA championship, with the likes of Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Dennis Rodman, Rick Mahorn, Mark Aguirre, and who can forget Bill Laimbeer, the Bad Boys as they were known, one of the best defenses in the NBA. Coming from an era of great NBA teams, the Celtics, Lakers, Bulls, Trailblazers, becoming a title contender for a few years in the late 80s. Future Hall of Famers in Daintley, Dumars, Thomas, and Rodman. Arguably one of the greatest teams of all time, and certainly one of the greatest teams in Pistons franchise history. And of course, you have the 2003-2004 Detroit Pistons, who ended the Lakers dynasty of the early 2000s, halting Phil Jackson, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, Devin George. Another team with a stellar defense. The likes of Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups, Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince. Key role players like Mehmet Okur and Chucky Atkins. Another team that emerged from an NBA full of super teams, such as the Lakers and Spurs, reaching their peaks in their dynasties. Another one of the greatest teams in Detroit Pistons history. Yo, what is going down, everybody? It is straight out of Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we have episode 1 of the Detroit Pistons Association on NBA 2K13. Yes, I am starting up an association. I know I said I probably wasn't going to do one because I didn't want to have to balance too many series on my channel, but I'm going to try and, balance this third main series on my channel, see if I can get it out twice a week. It may come at the expense of another video or something. Maybe I'll only get like a Titans episode up once a week or something like that. I don't know, we'll see. But hopefully you guys did enjoy that intro. That actually just took me the last 2.5 hours to make. I'm really proud of it. It's probably one of the best pieces of work I've put on YouTube, if not the best. And you can see here, I am starting out my association with the Detroit Pistons, downloading this draft class. I had to go through the draft classes a little bit, and I eventually decided on Ty Malik's, because the rookies weren't rated too high. I don't really like it when the rookies are all like in the 80s or whatever. Kind of makes it a little bit unrealistic. But anyway, yes, I hope you guys did enjoy that intro, and shout out to Mello for this beat. It's pretty fresh in the background. I'm sure you can still hear it. It's freaking awesome. I'm so proud of that intro. You guys have no idea. I actually have been sitting on my computer since 10 o'clock. It's 12:45 right now in the morning, and oh man, it is just been a hell of a time. Actually, it was a lot of fun making that intro. But anyway, you can see here we're getting it started off with a bang, trading Chris Middleton for Mirza Teletovic, and I am using a community roster from Operation Sports, so shout out to Static Guns over on PSN, I should say. I can't remember exactly what his Operation Sports username is, but I decided to choose his rosters. I didn't want to wait for Bedward Roy 19s, because his are pretty much the best PS3 rosters you can get. But anyway, I wanted to start this up quickly, and this roster adjusted a little bit of the player ratings, made them a little bit more accurate, and actually has a lot of missing players that are included, or I should say, they include a lot of players that are missing from NBA 2K13, such as Mirza Teletovic and Kyle Singler, who's on the Detroit Pistons. But anyway, we started out trading, Kim English, I believe, for Mirza Teletovic, because I wanted to add some depth at the power forward position, which was good, because I think my plan is eventually to trade Charlie Villanueva and or Jason Maxiell. And here I'm trying to trade Austin Day. I didn't really need him. I didn't really want him. I was thinking about trading him for Donatas Madiajuna. I can't quite pronounce that. But I decided I didn't need another power forward after I just got Mirza Teletovic. So I decided to take this trade, just getting a second round pick for him. You'll see why I wanted to, just kind of trade him for a pick or so in coming up. But anyway, we had a lot of small forwards on the roster to start out, and I wanted to keep Kyle Singler over Austin Day. But you're going to see here I needed to make a roster spot, because I'm going to end up signing Well, you'll see in a sec. I'm thinking about a shooting guard. I really want to find a kind of a scoring shooting guard who can play a bit of defense down the line. Maybe a guy can come off the bench, shoot, play some good perimeter defense. I don't really have an elite perimeter defender on my team right now. But anyway, you're going to see we end up signing Johnny Flynn, a promising point guard. Now, the only player I'm really sure about on this roster is Greg Monroe. After that, everyone else is in jeopardy of a roster spot after a few years on this team. I'm planning to rebuild this team really realistically. It's going to be a 2 to 3 year process most likely. I'm not going to be one of those guys who goes out and makes a bunch of trades in the first year to make my team better. And you can see with this roster, Andre Drummond's actually a 69 overall. He's like a 59 in the 2K official rosters. But anyway, I have kind of mixed opinions about that. I did want Drummond to be kind of a low overall so that he was kind of an unsure thing. But you know what? He's working really well with Greg Monroe so far. So I think that combo might work out. We'll have to see. But anyway, you can get a good look at the rotation here. We're kind of messing around with it. I want to get Talatovic some minutes. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA. He can shoot the threes, a really good face-up center. Reminds me a lot of Rasheed Wallace, who you guys did see in the intro. So, maybe he can become the next Rasheed Wallace. Who knows? He did come over from Bosnia. He's on the Brooklyn Nets in real life, but we obviously made that trade for him. So we're bumping him up in the rotation to 10 minutes, and you're going to see Kyle Singler. We're going to move up. I really want to give Singler a lot of playing time. He's one of my favorite players of all time from Duke, that is. I'm a big Dookie Blue Devils fan, and I'm sure you guys will learn that down the road. But anyway, we have a solid, I don't know if I'm going to call them solid, but our backcourt in Brandon Knight and Rondae Stuckey, both those guys I'm a little bit unsure about. And you can see here I'm actually going through the total sim control because I do plan on simming a lot of these games. It's an 82-game season, and what's going to happen is I'm probably going to show you guys about 1 to 2 games per month, and I'm going to play about 3 to 4. We'll see on that. It kind of depends how much time. I'll probably play like as many games as I can, and then, when it's that time of week where I need to record, I will just sit down and sim to the next game and record or whatever. But, this is basically going to be a lot of simming because it's an 82-game season. I don't plan on playing all 82 games. It's going to make it more realistic. And you will get a quick look at the schedule to see, what kind of upcoming games we might have. But anyway, like I said, it's going to be a really realistic type of association. And as I mentioned, there's going to be some simming involved. So I'm going to need to build a big team or, good overall team to succeed in this franchise. That's why I like simming it a bit, because it will allow me to, or kind of challenge myself to build a good team, not just a team that I can play with. So anyway, you can see here I'm messing around with some of these set lineups, messing with my bench. You're going to see me messing with my quick lineup, my tall lineup, my defensive lineup, my free throw lineup. Didn't really change too much, but I figured I would show you guys this because this is just going to be the introduction video. The first game is going to go up most likely on Friday, and I was, for teams I was going to do an association with, it really came down to the Pistons, the Mavericks, and the Trailblazers. You'll see the Trailblazers in Wednesday's Around the League video, and you guys are probably wondering why I thought about the Mavericks. And because, the Mavericks are kind of a good team. They're decent. They wouldn't be, you might not think they wouldn't be too much of a rebuilding project, but actually they're a pretty interesting team. Out of their roster, half of it is only under a 1 year, or I shouldn't say a 1 year contract, but half of the team's contract expires after this year, and the other half expires after the next year. So that's a roster that's a lot of cap room, a lot of room to maybe sign a big name star, or just completely turn over the roster. So I thought that'd be really fun, but I decided to go with the Detroit Pistons. I really like Greg Monroe. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA. I do have him on my fantasy team, so hopefully he's going to have a big year in this association and in real life. And I really like the Pistons because they have a lot of tradable pieces. Stuckey, Maggette, Tayshaun Prince, just Charlie Villanueva if he has any value left. They're really tradable pieces, and I think that I could have a lot of fun kind of just messing with this roster. And I did download a draft class, so we'll be getting the real rookies after year 1, so that'll be exciting. I'm excited. Hopefully if we get a, high enough lottery pick, maybe we could get a Nerlens Noel or someone like that. That'd be really cool. But anyway, you can take a look at the schedule here. And the first game is going to be against the Houston Rockets in the opening night for the NBA. And after that, we'll just go from there. But anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. So hope you guys are excited for the series. Hope you guys like that intro. Like I said, I'm really proud of it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy, I don't ask for likes that much, but I think that deserves a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. As always, I'm out. Peace.